Welcome to the pattern finder for alert trades. This is where we basically take someone's junk and turn it into our gold. And what do I mean by that? We're looking for low statistical trades, things that a lot of seasonal software tells us that they're 46% probability of being bullish or bearish. And we look for an opportunity within them. Okay, and the best way to describe this is to sit there and look at one opportunity right away. So we're going to sit there and look at the E-mini S&P 500 futures, which is basically institutions used to gauge the US stock market. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose the E-mini, which is at ES here, and I'm going to choose January of this year. Okay, and if you look at January of this year in the statistics, this is 54% probability of being bullish since this is green. That's not good at all, okay? So that's something that you really don't like at all. It's something you throw away. Most people won't even look at it at all, and they'll sit there and walk away from this. However, this is an opportunity there. Why? We use our pattern recognizer to find opportunities in here. If you look at this individual table in here, notice one thing. Even though it's a low probability of 54% on going bullish, look here. There's a pattern here. 3 up years, 3 down years, 3 up years. Now, 2020, 2021, 2022 have a high probability of being down years. Remember, you still have to confirm with technical analysis, but this is telling you, based on the pattern here, that the next 2 years, 2021 and 22, have a high probability of being bearish. Okay, so all you have to do is look for a technical setup to go bearish for that particular instrument. So let's go look at the chart for the ES futures. So here's trading view here. We're going to look at ES. We're going to look at the opening price here that happened in June, which is roughly right there. And we're going to look to see where it closed at the end of June, which is right there. So this closed roughly about 1.19% down. So this did sit there and close down there, okay? This shows the average move of 4%, but this moved down around 1.4%. Notice last year, it moved only down 0.41%, but it went up 3.14%. So this tells you there, right? And if you look here, all you have to do was look for a bearish setup based on your technical system, and you should have sat there and found it at some point in here. Notice right around here towards the middle of the month, you had an upward movement here and then a downward movement here. So this was not clean here, but if you look at 2020, right back there, if you go back more years, you could sit there and look at this even more, and you could see this 2020 also did that. Bailey went bearish, okay? So you could see that here in 2020 it was barely bearish, but I've been trading this for years, and notice every year in this 3-3 pattern, even on social media, I talked about high probability in 2018 and 19 for the markets to go up in January based on this 3-3 pattern. And it's been working really well. And you could see here, even this year, it worked well. It went up, which you kind of expected to do, because you know that you're going to have drawdown and everything in there, because this is a pattern. This is a junky trade that we're turning to high probability. So this is a 3-3 pattern here. So how do you find these? Well, if you go in here, this is a pattern scanner here. This is a paid subscription on the monthly time frame. You come in here and you look for that pattern. So in here, I could come in here. Let's look at January 2021. You look at what market. That was the futures market there. Okay. Exchange, you could leave blank. Here you could leave neutral for bullish and bearish. SIV, you at least want it to be 5. Well, remember, this is junky trade, so we're going to keep all this low. So we're going to keep these statistics low there. And if you look for a 3 3 pattern in here, you're going to find the E-mini S&P 500 futures in here, and this is basically what we did. So in here, I showed you what the 3-3 pattern is, which is right there. You could see these statistics right there, okay? If you click on it here, you scroll down, and you could see that individual table and confirm everything, and then look for it in the scanner, okay? So this is as simple as that in here. Now, if you have a lot of opportunities in here, now you can start narrowing this down, and you can start saying, hey, I want a reward risk of 3. So I'm going to filter that out. So I got a reward risk of 3 in here. SIV, remember, you want these to be a little low, but you want it to move, right? So you want it to be a trending month so you know you can make money. So you want to keep the SIV to 10. So if you look here, this is roughly what the parameters you want to look for ideal trades that have junky statistics in here. So you want it to be SIV 10 or more so it's trending. The confidence value is telling you it's junk that most people are throwing away. And the reward risk is 3 here. Sometimes you could relax this and do a 2 also, because your technical analysis should help you get you to 3 to 1 to get you even in with a low risk, high reward scenario here. So you could see here that you have a good scenario here going forward. If I want to sit there and look at April, which is the beginning of a quarter in here, and I want to sit there and look at US stocks, notice all the instruments we have in here, which are the global exchanges in here. So I'm going to click that there, click on filter. I'm going to wait here a couple of minutes, and it'll sit there and it found no results here for April for 3-3 pattern. However, I could sit there and look for a 3-1 pattern in here. I'm going to look for here. I found a couple of opportunities in here. Here's CRI. This is for April. And if I scroll down in here, I see the CRI. If you notice, it was a 3-1 pattern. 3 up, 1 down. 3 up, 1 down. 2 up. 2021 should be bullish. Okay, so you have to confirm with the charts in April it's bullish. Also, if you look at the quarterly here, it's not that great quarterly statistics. It's not really high at all. So you know you're going to go for a drawdown where it can go against you, so it can go bearish. So you got to make sure with technical analysis that you confirm this. So let's look at the chart real fast. For April, CRI. And here you are in April. You could see here in April, it started off right there roughly. At the end of April, you're roughly around there. So this moved an average of 17% here, right there. And this was before earnings too. Most people think this is the seasonal patterns or kickstarted with earnings. This was before earnings right there. And you could see this here. All you had to do was take this ugly pattern here, which was low probability that everyone throws away. This is 78%, okay? And you could notice that here, that basically it's got a high probability in 2021 to be bullish. And notice one thing, now you also know it's got a high probability to be bearish next year. So you, in your Google Calendar, your calendar, whatever you have, you can mark this for next year for April and say, look for bearish trades on Carter based on seasonality. This is what the pattern finder allows you to do, a unique feature that other people do not have at all. And the reason why is they're throwing away all these statistics that basically have a low confidence value and basically throwing them away. And all we do is we look for patterns within those two because we want to take advantage of everything that's out there.